Yo, what up? It's your boy Wavy McGuire, and I'm here with my man.
It's the Brooklyn Basquiat, a.k.a. the Brooklyn Department of Justice.
Word is born,
and
son.
And the verdict is?
Guilty on 34 charges.
Oh, my gosh.
Damn, 34?
34. You know, I actually think they handed your man the presidency.
They gave it to him.
You know, he's an older man. You know, you have to remember he's an older man. He's 77. So I don't think he'll get jail time. But if he does get jail time, that's unprecedented. You know, I thought the case was flimsy as hell anyway. You know? This
was all an attempt to stop him from becoming the next president of the United States. Nah. I mean, if you look at it, 34 charges he got convicted of, right? 34 charges. Now he's a felon. They just handed it to him. That's like 50 Cent getting shot 9 times, got a record deal, and sold 10 million records.
So instead of a record deal, I guess he's getting the presidency?
Of course he is. Shout out to 34 flavors, yo. 34. This nigga got more charges than Baskin Robbins got flavors, son.
So what do you think of all of this is happening? Do you think the nation's going to be even more divided? Or what do you think there's going to be violence?
Yeah, it's going to be a hot summer. There's going to be more people setting themselves on fire.
Oh, man.
I was listening to the news and they were talking about the jurors. You know, now the jurors got to, watch their backs because everybody's after them now. They'd already leaked their address, their social security numbers, everything.
I think they had like 2 attorneys in the jury pool, and from what I understand, none of them wanted to be interviewed. So
it's over.
It's going to be a hot summer.
Yeah, it is. But thank you guys for listening. This is the Ignorant Know-It-Alls. We are here, 92.6 The Spot, every Saturday from 12 to 1. Shout out to Ben. Ben, we know we've been gone for the last 2 weeks. We've had some dope-ass playlist by my man DJ Mike Dolo for holding us down. I appreciate it. We had the Memorial Day weekend master mix. Was really dope, man. I got a lot of feedback from that. People were looking for it. It's going to be up on our IG page. You guys can download it from there on the little link. Just click it, download, and you'll be able to have it and continue to play that. But yeah, we out here. There's a lot going on. Your man Puffy's on the run.
Yeah, let's
again. But I don't even want to talk. We already know he's on the run.
No, you know what's interesting? Let's get to it because the last time we spoke about it, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, you were saying some of the fans were saying, "Oh, don't talk about Diddly D."
Right.
Bum
diddly D.
And here we go. So
and everybody's backtracking. They recalling their information back. Like, everyone was sticking up for him. Everyone was like, "Yo, they always trying to hold the black man down. Yo, he didn't do this. He's a billionaire. They trying to get paid."
And we want to emphasize this has nothing to do with him being black.
Nope.
He is a criminal. He's an abuser.
And
when we all saw that video with Cassie,
that was bad.
Beat down.
That was crazy.
Beating the brakes off of Cassie. Then he was dragging her. So
I was just mad that nigga had colorful striped socks on doing it.
Oh man,
that was bad.
He was even throwing things at her. So my question to you is, even though they say they can't prosecute because the statute of limitations is over, can they charge him with kidnapping? Because she was trying to get away, he dragged her back into
so
can they charge him with that? Or
I don't know. I mean, that's a good call. I mean, I think that's something that needs to be addressed. Kidnapping.
Yeah,
because I know she clearly was trying to get away. You saw she had a backpack, a hoodie, and he just came out of nowhere, snatched her by the neck, and dragged her back into the room. That shit was was very disturbing.
Your man Diddly D's a sucker.
He is. I want that nigga to do some shit to some real nigga, like, and not just picking somebody that he knows can't fight back. You know what I'm saying? Do that to Suge Knight. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. It was so egregious that even Miss Wallace had to comment and say something. She's hurt for what happened to Cassie.
Right.
And if she saw Diddly D right now, she would slap the crap out of him.
I think everybody wants to slap the shit out of him.
Yeah. And I don't know if you read that article. Rolling Stone, I guess, put out an article. They were investigating for the past 6 months, asking Bad Boy employees for information.
Right.
And a lot of things were coming out. One of the things that came out that I thought was interesting remember when Biggie passed away.
Right.
You know, there was a Rolling Stone cover, and Dilly D was on it. And Kirk Burroughs, which was the president and co-founder at that time, said, you know, to Diddy, he said, you know, we should give the cover to Biggie since he passed away.
Right.
And do you know what Diddy said? Diddy said, no, he's dead. I'm coming out with an album in July, No Way Out. Remember?
Right.
So I should be on the cover. If that doesn't show you what kind of evil this guy represented, nothing will. Nothing will ever convince you.
Nothing.
You should not put these artists on a pedestal at all. You know, some of them are just very evil. They you know, they should not be praised like that at all. Praised at all. Yeah.
Well, on a happier note, the NBA Finals is coming up next week.
Who are you going for?
You know what? I think I'm going with Dallas.
Going with Dallas? Okay.
Yeah. I'm not much of a Boston fan at all.
And rest in peace to Bill Walton, by the way.
Yes, sir.
He just passed away.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But I'm not much of a Boston fan. I think Kyrie. You know, I think Kyrie deserves another ring. Luka, that's who's on that team. No, is it Luka? Yeah, it is Luka. Yeah, Luka deserves a ring. I think, you know, Mark Cuban, of course, deserves another ring. And it'd be good for my man, Jason Kidd. Since Jason Kidd is coaching, he won one as a player when he was at Dallas, and I think it'd be, you know, dope for him to win one as a coach.
I agree.
And it'd be good for the city of Dallas, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to Dallas. I mean, that's the only great thing about Dallas that I like is the basketball team.
Right.
You know, I really don't care for the Dallas Cowboys at all. You know what I'm saying? I really don't care for them.
Don't get me started on that.
Yeah, so we're not even going to talk about football until, you know, training camp actually starts. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, teams are looking really good, and Dallas is still looking really suspect. But
they're suspect every year.
Yeah.
And while we were gone, you know, I know this is old news, but there was a hip hop battle of all battles between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, we talked about that.
We spoke about it when the first this song came out,
and now there's I think it's 10 diss records out.
10 diss tracks that came out after that.
A whole album.
And remember the warning I gave to Drake? I said, listen, I love Drake, but the first song that Kendrick put out, I was like, this sounds like a surgeon ready to operate. I think Drake should back down.
But he didn't.
And he didn't, and
Kendrick won. Kendrick dropped 6 more diss records. You know what I'm saying? He was dropping diss records like Pac was dropping albums.
Yeah.
And I think Drake took that L.
Yeah.
You have to give it to Kendrick. Drake took that L. My man, just take the L and keep it pushing. Just come out with another, you know, sing along
another summer album.
Something
he'll be fine.
You'll be alright.
You know, he'll be fine.
You'll be alright. You know what I mean? I think look at everybody's career that went through battles and lost, but they still came out and, you know, sold records and people still loved them. You know what I mean? Like Freeway from Rockefeller, he took that L when, you know, Cassidy gave him that. LL Cool J, when LL Cool J gave Kool Moe D, Ice-T, MC Hammer, he gave them all servings.
Yeah.
They still came, you know, KRS-One, MC Shan, he took that L, you know what I mean? Jay-Z, Nas, Jay took that L, and you know what I mean? But let everybody in New York tell it, Jay-Z must have won that battle, but
Jay-Z did not win that battle.
But Jay-Z didn't win it. When you come out with a whack-ass song, talk about how you skeeted in the baby seat and the back of the vehicle.
Yeah, that was terrible.
When you start bringing kids and all that, it's trash. And Drake tried to do that. I think Drake tried to bring in, you know, Kendrick's wife or his children, whatever it was.
Family,
but once you start bringing families into it, is over. Only way that would win in the streets is if we snapping and then we start snapping on your mom,
right?
Or we start snapping on your family members. But that's the only way is when we start snapping. But when you start rapping and putting on records about, you know, people's business,
it becomes public record, and that's unnecessary.
And it's over. So, you know, like I said, many rap battles, great people have taken L's and
As long as they keep it on wax, as long as they keep it on wax, it's okay. You know, we did.
Yeah, I don't see Drake.
His bodyguard got shot.
Yeah, I don't see Drake actually being, some type of gangster coming out and wanting to fight. Drake is not that type of dude.
He's not that type of dude.
Nah, he's Degrassi.
But the people around him.
Yeah, it's somebody. Yeah, but it's just those dudes that are trying to clout chase and trying to build a name for themselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the type of corny niggas that you always have around in your circle. Those are the dudes that you need to eliminate out of your circle, because then they'll take something and fucking create something bigger than what it is. You know what I mean? So, yeah, shout out to Kendrick, shout out to Drake. Keep it on wax, because it sounds great.
Yep.
That was a bar for you.
Yeah. I was thinking about you the other day because, you have a joke concerning, Spirit Airlines and the banana peel. The banana peel in the air.
Goodness.
There was a situation that happened on Spirit Airlines the other day. I think it happened.
Yeah, but can I ask a question? I never knew Spirit could fly to Jamaica, son. I didn't know they go to Jamaica. I didn't know they had the route.
I think they have the route. I think that's why JetBlue.
And they had the permits to go to. And see, you know what? And that's and this is I think I'm reaching as far as a conspiracy, but I mean, they always say, Caribbean people always jumped on the banana boat and came to the U.S. You know what I'm saying? And I see
and
black,
they
still doing it, but they're not on water. They in the sky. They're flying a big ass banana and they're going back.
So for all that don't know, there was a person that videotaped Spirit Airlines flight where the captain informed the passengers to prepare for landing in the water.
In the water. They're gonna land in Montego Bay.
Right, I didn't mean to laugh, but kudos to the person who had the nerve
to film it,
to even film that, because I would have been a nervous wreck.
And they were giving everybody life vests. I want to know if Spirit Airlines was charging niggas like $25, like, yo, we got life vests and we're gonna be coming around, and be like, yo, let me get one. That's $25. Now, what happens if you didn't have that paper? So you over. You know what I'm saying? It's over for you. But I'm for my captain to tell me, hey, listen, we about to land in the water, literally, and I'm trying to have a nice vacation.
Wow.
I'd have been like, yo, son, just land in the water by the floating bar. Let me grab a drink. You know what I'm saying?
Another issue with the airlines, from what I understand, it was an American Airlines flight, and people on the flight were complaining about a foul odor. So you know what they did? They removed all the black people from the plane.
Wow.
These are black folks that had nothing to do with. They weren't related to each other. They didn't know, but they removed all of the black folks. So of course they're suing.
I would sue too. I would sue too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not black people that are stinky. I know who those stinky people are. You know what I'm saying? And it's those pilgrims.
The wet dog crew?
Of course it is. It's like that in the gym. I go to the gym and I walk in one little area and it could be that one I'm like, my man. And I'm always telling my guy, Nick, who works behind the counter, like, yo, fam, can you come in at least spray?
You gotta spray.
And he'll walk in and just hit him one time, like,
and I'm out.
And then he's out. And that fills up the whole room. But I'm saying by then the damage is already done.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like that smell is stuck in my nose.
In your nostrils.
And oh my goodness. And I know it's those pilgrims. You know what I'm saying? It's those pilgrims really, they don't bathe. Their feet gets dirty faster than the rest of their body. I don't understand that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's like their legs look dirty. Like, if you ever see them walking in shorts and flip-flops, it's like, why is your legs and your feet dirty? Like, what were you doing? And I hope them black people win some money. I hope those black people get paid.
Nothing less than $20 million.
I get paid, son. Get paid. And then have a reason to get on the plane funky as fuck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Be like, yeah, I got $20 million in my pocket, so I didn't bathe today.
It's always shocking to me that people are still racist in 2024. Still
racist.
Still.
But I don't. That's sad, son.
It is.
I wish I was on. Like, sometimes I just wish that was me on. I guess I would be I would be so fucking livid, but then I'm getting paid, son. I'm gonna get paid.
Absolutely, you just calmly.
But it's always American Airlines. I don't know why people still fly American Airlines, knowing that American Airlines and I think United Airlines are one of the 2 top racist airlines in the airlining industry.
Really?
Yes. Fucking fly Delta, nigga. Come to death row. You know what I'm saying? Niggas always want to be in Delta. I mean, always want to be in American Airlines first class. You know what I'm saying?
I haven't taken American Airlines.
Nigga, I haven't. Years. I used to swear by American Airlines, and then I just stopped once I got used to flying Delta, and you know I got accustomed to being in that Delta lounge. Right. And I got accustomed to getting all that free shit. Every time I'm on that flight, the flight attendants are so fucking friendly. The captain is always friendly. He's out there greeting you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I come in with my beard. I had a captain, and it's so fucking. It's so like I thought like everything on Delta is reverse. You know what I mean? Like I know if I go on an American Airlines flight and they see my beard, I know they're putting a flag like, yo, watch him, watch. Red flags, watch him. But I get on Delta, the captain's like, yo, you got a phenomenal beard. I'm like, thank you. Can I fly the plane? No, get your ass to your seat.
Didn't you pose a conspiracy theory to one of the captains one day?
Yes, I did.
Can you tell the audience what you said?
I asked the captain. So usually when where was I flying? I flew to China, right? This was a China flight that I did. I flew to China, but I think when we flew to China, we went in another direction. And it seemed like it was longer, but if you look on the globe or look on a map, if you fly the opposite direction, instead of flying going towards the West Coast to get there, why not fly the opposite direction and you're right there, right?
Right.
And you're literally China is right there.
Right.
I asked the captain, how come we have to fly in this direction instead of going the opposite direction since it's closer? He was like, yo, thank you for flying Delta Airlines.
Didn't you also ask him when he's flying, does he account for the curvature of the earth?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And you know what he told me? He said, thank you for flying Delta Airlines. And
beat it.
Because I know they know, like, I think they purposely take these longer routes in order to, you know, and then we had that discussion too, right? Then we had that discussion like, if the Earth rotates, why not just take a plane, sit in the middle of the sky, and then let it rotate, and then you just land.
You just be right there,
right?
Well, you don't even have to take it.
You don't even have to take an airplane. You just get somewhere at a high point in the altitude. At a point in the At a point at a high altitude, let the Earth spin on its axis, and as soon as it rotates to the area you're trying to get to,
then you go down. Then you just descend.
You descend. Right? So that's why I said, like, even if we know the Earth is rotating, how come when we jump, why not get stuck in the middle and let the Earth turn? You know you're not going to land in the same spot. I've tried doing that before. You know how fast the train moves or the bus. If you jump right there and the bus is moving at a fast pace and you jump, shouldn't you, if I jump in the front of the bus and the bus is moving, and I jump in the middle of the air, shouldn't I land at a different point going towards the back of the bus?
Right.
But
you know, so supposedly that's part of the flat Earth theory. But my question is, if we are rotating like that, the stars are rotating, all of this crap, you know, why have the constellations remained the same for millions of years?
Right.
Why are we not changing constellations every other week? Because aren't we moving through the universe, orbiting around the sun?
Yes.
So the constellation should change every week.
Because we're moving around the sun, and
the sun is moving through the universe.
Right, and as we're moving around the sun, isn't the Earth spinning
and plus
and moving at the same time?
Plus the sun is moving through the universe.
Right.
So we should have different stars in the sky every week.
Every week should be something different. It shouldn't have to look like, if we look up in the sky, the Little Dipper and the Big Dipper is in the same spot, the same location. Like Orion's belt is always in the same location.
Correct.
Like it should be in different, you know, it shouldn't be the same constellation. Like you said, it should change.
Yeah.
I think this episode is gonna get us flagged. I don't know, because now we're talking some other shit.
Let's talk about something else. Well, what else has been going on? What's new?
Yo, so I was listening to some dope hip hop albums. J. Rue the Damager, his album, The Sun Sets in the East, just hit 30 years.
Wow.
And I was listening to that album, and what's interesting is with that album is the production. Like Premier at that time, I think Premier was in his bag when he did that album, because the sounds and the samples and the different type of texture of music that he created wasn't like a regular Gangstar type of album. It was like, yo, this, like, how do you take Chinese water drums and just create a beat out of that? You know what I'm saying? How do you take like different sounds and create some shit? Like that album, I think at the time, that album when it dropped was really ahead of its time. And I can think when you listen to it now, it's kind of timeless just a little bit.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Because the way everyone is, some people, those underground hip hop producers, like everybody's making beats and making music kind of similar to what Premier did on that album.
I do have a complaint though. I think Premier recently worked on something, I think with Nas. Was it with Nas? He did a song or something, and it sounded kind of dated to me. I don't know if you heard it.
Yeah, I think they trying to. I did hear that. I think they were trying to get back that whole 90s feel. You know what I mean? I think that's what they were trying to go with it.
Oh, okay.
They were trying to go with that night. I mean, that was a new single that dropped. Common and Pete Rock just dropped a new single called Wise Up, which is a dope single, and it has a sample of The Bridge, and they sampled MC Shan. MC Shan posts up a video like, yo, every time I try to get out of hip hop, y'all always bring me back in. Right. But yo, y'all straight on that paperwork, you know what I'm saying? And then he was laughing. He was like, because now people saying that, this single came out and I'm getting a couple of dollars. Why not use that money to get some new teeth? And I'm like, I started laughing because at one point I was like, where the fuck is MC Shan's teeth? Like he took his whole grill out and he's just in there creating all type of shit like this. This dude's fucking backyard and garage is like a fucking mad scientist lab. This nigga, like, if you watch his videos, it's fucking entertaining. You watch his videos, this dude is always making jewelry, like he's creating videos, he's making music, and he's drinking his little nips, but he's always doing something that's fucking creative to keep his mind going, and this is what he'll tell you. And I think he is so entertaining, even without his teeth. You know what I'm saying? He just reminds me of an old ass man that's just sitting in there just creating. But it is hilarious.
Health insurance is important. You need all.
And I'm pretty sure.
You need all of that.
I'm pretty sure he's getting paid. He's still getting royalty checks from all of his.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he still gets checks. You know what I'm saying? But and even with this single the single is dope. You guys should check it out. It's Pete Rock and Common. I can't wait till that album drops. It's called Wise Up. It's on iTunes or whatever.
Well, you know what I was listening to? I was feeling real Puerto Rican, and I decided to play Menudo. I was playing Menudo all last week.
What's your favorite Menudo song?
Okay, so
mine is Cannonball.
I know yours is Cannonball. I like Hold Me. I like the Coqui. There's another one, Juvia. When I listened to those albums, I was like, yo, these kids had a lot of hits.
I remember my cousin being such a big time Menudo fan.
And I remember when they showed
every single album.
Do you remember at the height of their success, they appeared on that show Silver Spoons?
Yes.
That show,
yes.
Silver Spoons?
Yes.
And I was watching clips of that on YouTube.
Right.
And I was just like, wow, these were fun times. It was just an innocent time. The music was good. The fandom was going nuts.
And for those that don't know, Ricky Martin was one of the original members of Menudo. And Menudo was the first boy band to hit before everyone else started to come out.
Correct.
From Puerto Rico. They were like first boy band before like
Dance Move, they had
NSYNC, and before New Kids on the Block, and before I was watching something recently, and New Kids on the Block was actually performing.
Really?
And it was crazy to see all of those guys still performing, like Donnie Wahlberg. I was like, yo, dude, you're playing a detective. You're Detective Reagan on Blue Bloods, and then just watching him transform from being a detective to being an entertainer again. I'm just like, yo, that shit is. But they still got the moves, son.
But it makes me feel good that people still want to see them.
Right, and
Menudo has that. They also have it's called it's called Reunion in English.
Right.
When some of the older members of Menudo join and they sing all of these songs. And it's incredibly successful.
Wow. I take that back. Menudo wasn't the first boy band. You had New Edition.
New Edition.
You had New Edition. Right. And I don't know if you would consider. Well, Mike Jackson 5 was over. I think there was like I don't know. Was there another?
Jackson 5 was first.
No. What was there another like at that in the 80s, like in the 80s, like that 80s 90s?
There was like Truth.
No, I'm talking about like, young boy bands that, so New Edition, Menudo, and it could have been like a couple of, but I just know that New Edition was there and Menudo like around the same time, you know what I'm saying? And
it just exploded.
It was just a shame that everybody was trying to dress like Menudo, kid, at the time. Like niggas had DAs.
Remember all the Menudo buttons?
Oh my goodness. Like everybody in their jean jackets had, remember when everybody used to put mad buttons on their jean jackets? And then had on leather gloves with the cut off fingers and and the gel. Oh my goodness.
But you think people will forget, but when I saw the viewership on all of those YouTube videos, they're very high. Like still 2024, people are still listening to this and commenting.
Yeah. Because now it's like I guess now like when people listen to Ricky Martin, I guess, when they find, like, when they do the back history on him, they're like, wait, he was with it? And then, we always go back. So that's what I love about, about YouTube and, all of this social media, because, someone could take one thing and be like, hey, remember this? And that thing will go viral. Right. And then people start to do the research and be like, oh shit, I didn't know he did this. I didn't know he did this. I didn't know he did this. So, it kind of resurfaces and regenerates. So that's when, people are like, oh, like I said, my nephews, they didn't know anything about vinyl. And then, once vinyl started to become popular again, now he went and now, he has vinyl on NWA, like all of these old school hip hop artists. He has vinyl, he has his record player, and he's in college playing all of this stuff, and he's listening to it, which is fucking phenomenal. You know what I mean? Right. I'm just waiting to see if CDs would actually make a comeback. I'm waiting to see.
They need to come out with physical product again. There's nothing like physical.
Because I love having the liner notes and just
me too. Really
opening it, listening to the song, and like, yo, who produced it? Who's it? And then you read in the lyrics and the samples, like, yo, they got it from here, and then that's how I was able to know a lot of these soul artists, as the fire truck, drives by. We're actually on location because I have a basketball game that I need to attend, and I'm trying to record. And once we finish recording, I'm headed out right to this basketball game. But anyway, But we live right now, and these dudes are live too. It must be a fire somewhere. You know what I'm saying? A Trump supporter must have set himself on fire. Okay. But anyway, what I was saying, that's how I learned a lot of the old school soulful records that these hip hop artists were sampling from. Because then you read it, but like, oh no, they may have sampled from Earth, Wind and Fire or the Commodores or such and such. And then you go back to listen to all of those, listen to the original song, and then, there's a whole bunch of other hits that they've had. And this is like, oh shit, I didn't know they did this. Oh, they did this. Oh, so, it's just always a trickle effect. I love it. You know what I mean? Especially for the younger generation that's coming up. Just for them to see and hear all that, a lot of this is, making a comeback. And like I said, everything is always 360. I just seen a dude in bell bottoms. So I'm like, yo, those shits is making a comeback now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
you know, I was looking at the judges from American Idol, you know, because I guess they're finishing their season.
Right.
And it made me think about Lionel Richie. Yo,
did he get his face done?
I think he did. He looks crazy.
He does. I just watched the We Are the World documentary on Netflix, which was fucking phenomenal.
It was.
But he did something to his face, right? Because he doesn't look like the old school.
No.
You know, hello.
No, he definitely had plastic surgery, and he's looking a little bit strange. But I just wanted to talk about, yo, the man can write songs.
No, he can.
When you listen to his old albums, they're just masterpieces.
Nah, he could write. He could write. And you know what's crazy? Watching that documentary, I didn't know him and Michael wrote that song. I didn't know he was the actual person that they came to and they approached and said, hey, we need you to do this. And then he reached out to Stevie Wonder, and Stevie Wonder took forever to get back to him. So he reached out to Mike, and Mike was like, yo, let's do it. Boom. And what was interesting is the amount of the artists that they selected. And then they had this guy come in to do all of the vocal arrangements. Listen, I listened to that We Are the World song, and I was just like, what the fuck? And they had one shot to do it. And they filmed it, they recorded it, they shot the video, and they did everything right after the American Music Awards. And they did everything right there, right then and there.
And of course the great Quincy Jones.
Of course.
Was the master.
And it was, and what was crazy was, you know, they invited Sheila E. to come down, but then, you know, Sheila E. said that she was upset that they tried to use her as a pawn in order to get Prince to come in.
Well, of course.
But you know, in the doc, you know, Lionel Richie was like, yeah, you know, he spoke to Prince, and Prince was like, well, I want to be involved, but I want to do a guitar solo, and I want to do it in a private room. I don't want to do it with everybody.
And that is Prince. and that.
But he's doing all of this shit while he's at a fucking famous club in LA. Like, yeah, I want to do all of this, but I don't want to be around all those people. And I know him and my son.
You know, we were talking about this the other day.
Son.
You know, the rivalry between Michael and Prince. And you know, we always start laughing because everybody thought that Michael was like Walt Disney and he had this stupid little voice. But you know, we talked about, you know, Michael was grimy. Michael was grimy and a shrewd businessman.
Mike is from fucking Gary, Indiana, son.
Gary.
And yo, there's a couple of videos that are circulating. I guess some dude has been on this podcast talking about how Mike is a certified Crip. Mike is an East Coast Crip. This is what he's saying. Mike is a Crip. He's from Gary, Indiana. They had nothing but Crips.
I believe it.
And he talked about the time he shot the Fade with Tupac and fucked Tupac up.
And I know he wiped the floor with Tupac.
And he hit that nigga with the
what?
I know he stomped the shit out of it, and all you saw was the shiny, glimmery socks just stomping his head out.
That's the last thing Tupac saw was
nigga, how can
sock.
Yo, you know niggas get stomped out with Timberland boots,
right?
But how does it feel when you get stomped out with penny loafers?
Thank you.
I
keep telling her, yo, Michael is grimy. Don't get it twisted. Don't step to him like that.
Mike hit him with the Shimon. He probably what Eddie Murphy say, nigga, I'll moonwalk all up and down.
You know, I didn't know all these years. I still sing it the way I sing it. The part where he says, "Mama say, Mama sa, Mama kusa."
Right.
I'm gonna say it one more time.
That's what he says. I'm gonna say it one more time.
He's saying something totally different, but I always hear it as "Mama say, Mama sa, Mama kusa," and I always say it like that.
Right. That was a chant. It could have been some type of chant. Mama say, Mama sa, Mama kusa. And I know he probably hit him with the Mama say, Mama sa.
When he was stomping on his head. Yeah.
He probably hit him with the, you're a vegetable. You are a vegetable.
Michael,
how you?
Shit.
Yo, let me tell you something. Imagine Mike just beating niggas up but quoting his own lyrics to his songs while he's doing it.
I'm sure he does it. I'm telling you.
And I kid you not, they kept saying, yo, that fucking high voice that Mike has, that shit is not real.
He was playing that up.
Mike's voice is deeper than Barry White's voice.
Thank you.
Mike hung out in Brooklyn. I know Mike was at Come Cal, like, yo, yo, let me get that Kung Pao chicken. This is and exactly how he's probably asking for it. Yo, let me get that Kung Pao chicken. Let me get white rice. Yo, let me get like 2 orders of motherfucking shrimp egg rolls. And I'm gonna go fucking meet Big on St. James right now. We gonna chill.
You know, Michael gave himself away during one of his live concerts, you know, where people were stunned when he actually started speaking.
And then he switched up.
Right, and then he
caught
switches
himself.
up. Yeah,
he switched up. He caught himself.
When he spoke in his natural voice, he had a very deep voice.
I had a found respect for Mike after I saw a photo that surfaced and was circulating on the net with him and two little people. It was like 2 little white dwarfs, and they had like bathing suits on, and and Mike just sat there with a smile and had his arm around them, and I was like, yo, nigga, this is my idol. I don't know why
Mike did it all. He had monkeys, he had llamas, he
had midgets.
You can't say midgets.
I'm sorry, we're gonna get flagged.
We're gonna get flagged.
But yo, I mean, I don't know. I was like, yo, I don't know what is sex like with a fucking with 2 little people. I want to know what that's like, yo. I want to know what that's like. I'm gonna get a Ouija board and I'm gonna fucking ask Mike. I'm gonna summon the spirit of Michael Jackson.
I'm not messing with those Ouija boards. But yeah, no. Michael was the man, and he owned half of Sony, and it was impossible for him to be broke. You know, they put all that bad press out there because they wanted to get those masters.
But even that too, you know what's so interesting is that Mike wanted to purchase, and I think I've said this before, and I have it in a bit that I did, that Mike wanted to purchase Marvel Comics because he was so intrigued by Spider-Man and he wanted to play Spider-Man in a movie. And I've always said that, you know, nobody wants to see Spider-Man moonwalking up and down, talk about, you know, Avengers Unite, you know what I'm saying? That's like calling the Jackson 5 and you go on a world tour, like, you know, Tito, Randy, assemble, like niggas don't, you know what I'm saying? Like you see this nigga moonwalking up and down, you know, shooting webs out of his fucking wrist, his gloves. Nigga, Spider-Man got one shiny glove with penny loafers and some fucking red shiny socks. Don't nobody want to see that.
But you know what? He could have possibly played Spider-Man in alternate universe, because you know now with Marvel they have alternate universe, different Spider-Man. Right. So he could have actually been. He
could have been in the multiverse. He could have been one of the multiverse Spider-Man.
Right.
That'd have been cool. But I don't think that. And I think that's why they got him, because of that. You know. Yeah. And the same thing that they did with Prince. With Prince. Same thing they did with Bill Cosby. Like, as soon as you trying to start buying big ass corporations and networks, nigga, is over for you.
And as soon as you try to own your masters, you're in trouble.
Yeah, it's over. So
you have a target on.
Right. So continue to make, all you artists that's out there making whack ass music, continue to make whack ass music. But mostly all this whack ass music is selling records anyway. So. And these dudes are dying at an alarming rate.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? One state. So I don't know. It's that's another, we going off topic. You know what I'm saying? That's another story.
That's another show. but we've spoken about that on the show before. Everybody pretty much knows what it is.
Oh yeah, they pretty much.
The industry right now is in a low place. It's grimy. Yeah. And all you new artists, you know, it's just best to go independent.
Yep, low frequency, all this music is dumbing you down. Please just listen to the old school hip hop albums. Go listen to that J. Rue album, you know what I'm saying? And once you listen to that one, you probably go to the next album and listen to, I kid you not, you know, Apple Music, once you start listening to one thing, it always gives you like playlists for other old school hip hop, and you know, change the frequency, the vibrations of your energy. Start listening to music that has like certain frequencies that uplift your spirit. My nigga, I tell you now, when I listen to fucking Sexy Red, when they play her shit on the radio, and Ice Spice, you know I hate them shit. It fucking like my mood changed. I'm just like, yo, change this station. That's why I definitely don't listen to like 105 or Hot 97. Like, I just stayed listening to, like, 94 The Block, because they continue to play, like, music within 2000, maybe late 90s, early 2000s, going into, into 2010, WBLS. When I want to get real jazzy, I always turn to WBGO. When I want to go Beethoven, I go to 83.9.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But I also know you're a big fan of hip hop. So Hot 97 at one point was kind of like the crown jewel of hip hop. And we said on the show many times that they need new management, and from what I understand, they have new management. So things may start to change at Hot 97. Let's see.
And I hope it's not Ebro.
No, it's not.
Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying?
What's your beef with Ebro?
Nah, I'm just saying. Sometimes he's just overboard. I think between him and Paul Rosenberg, son, like, they just OD. Like, I don't know. Sometimes
for me, it's Charlemagne. Charlemagne gets on my nerves.
Yeah, but he's on 105. Yeah, I think Charlemagne and DJ Envy get on my nerves, son. I don't even listen to niggas. Sometimes it's cool because they usually have dope guests that come on the shows, the guests. But nah, son, I'm not listening. I'd rather listen to Gary Walker, son. If you don't know who Gary Walker is, son, go online and Google that brother.
You know what I was listening to?
He's like the coolest white man on WBGO.
He really is. You know what I was listening to the other day? SWV. That album was fantastic too.
That's a dope album.
And of course, I didn't know they were initially going to be called TLC.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that, but TLC already had the name.
Okay.
So they changed it to Sisters with Voices, and they hated it.
Wow.
But then it stuck.
Wow, that's dope.
And now they are iconic, and they're out on tour right now.
On tour right now with Escape. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, shout out to all dope female R&B artists. Like, y'all just happened to do a show last week at Harlem Nights, and I didn't even know one of the lead, one of the singers from Allure was in the audience and was making her laugh, and she hit me on IG, was like, yo,
she was in the audience when you were doing a show.
Yeah, and I think she had, I think her sister and her nieces, like, I was making fun of them, but like, she hit me on IG, and when I looked at her page, I was like, yo, like, I know you. Like, I went to high school with one of the girls from the group.
Small world.
I was like, yo, when I was running with Track Masters of Pocatone, I was like, yo, when my aunt was managing, I was like, and she was like, yo, no wonder when I saw your face, you look familiar. I was like, yo, I was there. Yo, but it's just interesting how, you run into people that you knew way back when, when they were starting out or when they were doing things. And that's why I said I've always wished that I could see Erykah Badu when she used to perform. When she lived right downtown Brooklyn, right above the Michoud clothing store. And she always used to perform right there at Blue Moon.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Every Tuesdays when they did their open mic.
Wow.
That's why I said I wish, like, you could see things like that. You know what I'm saying? Because watching the artists, like, yo, I remember when they were doing it. That's why I say I hope when I become big and famous, people are like, yo, I remember when he used to perform at these bullshit bars and these clubs and shit like that. And you know what I'm saying? When he was spitting the whack ass jokes. You know what I'm saying? And I had to pretend to laugh, but he's actually funny. I remember that.
I want to give a shout out to my man Busta Rhymes, because Busta Rhymes just
they don't think Busta's real. They think Busta's
2 weeks ago, Busta Rhymes was like
255 pounds,
pound man, and now he's
and then 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks later, this nigga is that $150 wet.
Is that the Ozempic? Is that what that is?
Son, I try to match the face with the old Busta and this new Busta, and they not matching up. Like, this new Busta just looks, his skin looks like, he just looks like one of them Madame Tussauds wax figures.
You think they cloned him?
Son, his teeth is massive, perfect. His face is just like he's
glowing. He's glowing.
Nigga, I'm like, yo, he looks like almost. Oh, son, that's not Busta. That's not Busta Rhymes, son. That's not Busta Rhymes. That's not Busta Rhymes. Something happened. They cloned him. They cloned Busta Rhymes, son.
Oh my gosh.
They cloned Busta Rhymes.
But,
and I mean, everybody.
You look great, Busta. You look great.
Yeah, everybody's changing. I mean, now the biggest thing is you're looking at Serena Williams from back in back like 2018, 2020.
Love you, Serena.
And then you're looking at her now. She's looking like she's looking like Sean and Marlon Wayans during White Girls.
White chicks, yeah.
Son. I'm like, this. I don't know if this guy, whoever she's married to or whoever she's with, I don't know if he's just like
her nuts because
fucking
she looks nothing like her
son. She looks like, remember that old school live action series Beauty and the Beast,
right?
And they just called it, I think, the Beast. And he was almost like a vigilante,
right.
But the nigga lived underground, but he looked like a lion. Like she looks like fucking like Mustafa from fucking The Lion King.
Mustafa.
Like, yeah, she looks, her fate, son.
Crazy.
Son. Between her, Sammy Sosa, and every other Jamaican person that's fucking turning lights, like, stop.
That's that programming. Stop. You look great. Your skin looks great the way it is. Stop changing.
Stop.
You don't need to lighten up to be successful.
Stop.
Especially someone like Sammy Sosa, who was always successful. Why would he decide now that he wanted to lighten his skin like that?
Lighten his skin? This nigga
crazy.
Is completely white.
Wow.
This nigga's completely privileged now.
So let me ask you a question. So once you do that, you can't go back to being dark skinned, right? Like you completely killed the melanin in your skin. Like is that how it works?
I think there's
you can't tan anymore.
And the thing is, I think if you completely bleach your skin, I know probably the melanin and the pigmentation starts to, colorize and grow back.
Oh, it does. It does.
I think.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if you.
That's why I didn't know.
I don't know if you got to continue to keep taking that.
Oh. Okay.
Because there's a commercial, a medical commercial that's out where it shows a young woman who has vitiligo and she's taking like a steroid type of pill or some type of cream, and when you apply it, it activates, and you can see like a before and after where a lot of spots on her face was completely white, and you can see some of the the darker melanin around her face. So when you blend, I think it activates it for it to come back.
Oh, I thought it was permanent.
Nah.
So they have to continue applying.
Well, I mean, I have certain vitiligo spots on my body. Like I have one on my finger. I remember I had one on my face and on my neck, and then over time it actually the pigmentation and the melanin came back.
Right. Okay.
On the pause, no freaky on the tip. Yeah, the tip of my pinky was like completely white. Now it's like,
but that's more
black.
That's different from somebody actually bleaching their skin. So is bleaching your skin a totally different process than?
I think you can reverse that. I think you may be able to reverse that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I was like
anything. I think anything is possible
because he's in DR, right? Sammy Sosa.
Yeah. So basically, you're the sun all the time.
So how does he maintain that white complexion?
I think he has to continue to keep putting it on his skin.
Crazy.
You know what I mean?
That's so crazy.
I mean, becoming white is like you have to stay white. So I think you still have to continue to apply all of that. Sammy Sosa was fucking black as shit, son. Yeah. He was super dark skinned.
I don't know about you, but I love when I tan and I get super dark. Yo, I love it. I always wish I was dark skin. I love that color.
But Sammy Sosa's whiter than you, fam.
Yeah. Much whiter than that. He's a white man now.
Sammy Sosa is a different person, white man. Wow. Shout out to the cake soap, son. Shout out to all the Jamaicans that's bleaching their skin because that's self-hatred, B.
Yeah, it is.
That's self-hatred, nigga. If I ever decide to be like, you know what, I'm just gonna bleach my skin.
But the thing is, it looks strange though. It does. It doesn't look natural.
Because what happens is like it can't get certain areas in your body. Mm-hmm. I guess like I look at some African people, you could tell that they use this bleaching cream.
Oh my God!
Right, because now it's turning their black skin white, but then it's not fully white because it's red. And then they do it on their hands, so their hands look like they're turning white, but their knuckles and they're
still black.
They're still black. So it looks crazy, son.
Please stop bleaching your skin.
It looks crazy to me, son. It looked like gorilla hands. You ever seen a gorilla hand?
Oh my God. Black people, stop doing that. You're beautiful. Stop.
Black is
that.
Beautiful.
Black is beautiful. So what else?
I mean, there's nothing else. I mean, like, I got to get to this game right now, and I know.
Speaking of the game, how do you feel about this whole Caitlin Clark thing? So we're gonna get.
I'm not.
So they're showing the games now, which is good, right? That's good for the WNBA. This is
money. They've been showing the games. They're not showing.
But they weren't showing the game with the other young lady.
On what? What are you talking about? They've already had. They have a TV. They have a TV rights on Ion. But they play some of the games
Angel
on
Reese,
ESPN.
That's the young lady I like, Angel Reese, right?
Yeah.
They didn't show her game, right? And then they had to protest, and now they're finally showing it.
You know, they have to. They have to show all the WNBA games.
I agree.
Just don't show this chick. You know what I mean? Like, she took a L the other night. She was playing, took an L against Seattle.
Absolutely.
And as she took that L, they still made it. Well, Caitlin Clark scored 20 points in a loss to. I'm like, you're
ridiculous.
You lost.
This is what I suggest. All these great.
And I'm
players,
not saying I'm not saying that she's gonna be.
She's a great player,
a bum ass player.
But all these other players, these great, wonderful players, they should take advantage of all the attention the WNBA is getting now, and get all their deals, their branding deals, all of
money,
that.
They've been had that. That's what I keep saying.
But I think they can demand more money now. That's what I think.
Money. They've been demanding more money. They've been doing all of this. This is what I'm saying. All of this has been in effect for the longest. It just now became more out in the forefront because you have a player that the media loves, and they put all the attention and the focus on Caitlin Clark.
Correct. And so when she played at the Barclays Center the other day, that game was sold out.
We don't know if
the Barclays Center has never been sold out like that.
We don't know if it was sold out for her or they were sold out for the Liberty. So, you know what I'm saying? So we don't know. I mean, people go see these games. People go to the games. You know what I mean? I go to the games. I like the WNBA.
Well, the only reason why I think it's different because the amount of press that was there at the game was unprecedented. I've never seen so much press.
Of course, they're gonna
for the Liberty playing at the Barclays Center.
Son, but they're gonna put that all for her. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
And that's what I'm saying. The other players should take advantage of that.
Why take advantage? Like, you've been doing it, so now it's like, okay, I'm gonna take advantage more because. So then. It doesn't make any sense. Players have been doing this shit since forever.
Forever.
Right? They've been doing this shit forever.
But nobody
The media has not been focusing on that when these women were protesting. The media wasn't focused on that. Now you get this one player that the media has been focusing on since college that has never won a championship, that's lost trying to win a national championship. Now she comes into the league and they're still focusing on it. Now they're like, oh shit, we didn't know players were making this money. We didn't. Yeah, son, the players were making this type of money.
Yeah.
So that's why I said, she comes in and it's like everybody's focusing on it now because it's Caitlin Clark. But nobody was focused on it when Dana Taurasi was there. Nobody was focused on him. Becky Hammond. Nobody was focused on Teresa Weatherspoon. Nobody's focused on Sylvia Flowers. Nobody's Candace Parker. Nobody was focused on none of this. With all of these players, Breonna Stewart. Nobody was focused on Kalena Green. Nobody was focused on these players at all. When it was time to say, yo, we're getting these money. I used to be I know what they were getting. I know the salary cap. I know what they were trying to get.
For you, though. I saw an interview, and I have nothing but respect for this player.
I have respect for all the players.
But listen, I wanted to ask you because I saw an interview with Brittany Griner, and her voice startled me.
You're gonna see
what? I can't say her voice was very deep. I was startled.
It was like Michael Jackson's voice, like
deeper than his.
Wow.
I was startled.
But we've always said she had a voice like the Allstate, like live at Allstate. We always said that she had a voice that was deeper than my man that does Allstate, the actor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
We've always said that.
every time I hear her, I just get startled over and over again.
You get scared?
Yeah, because I don't expect it to come out like that.
You expect when you see Brittany Griner to have like a softer voice. But she hits you with I scored 35 points tonight.
Yo, my man's your fan.
Your fan.
Right.
Like I was out there hustling. I was grabbing rebounds. I was making layups. But hold up, I got to do it in a deeper voice. I was doing layups. I was doing rebounds.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brittany Griner.
Brittany Griner, great player.
Yes.
And we're glad she's back from Russia. That was rough.
But she's been back from Russia, right?
Yeah, it's been a year.
I'm just waiting for the book to come out because I definitely want to read it.
Oh, the book is out.
It's out?
Yeah.
Does she talk about her experience?
Yeah, she was. I saw on YouTube. She was on The View.
Oh, nice.
The other day talking about her book. So yes, the book is out. So
ladies and gentlemen, listen, all audience members, I don't have a problem with Caitlin Clark. I do not have a problem. I follow and I do a lot for the women, for the game of basketball, for women in general.
Which is great, by the way.
I do a lot. Trust me. If you don't know, Google it or you can ask. I do a lot. I just don't like the fact that the media is taking Caitlin Clark and is broadcasting it like, oh my goodness, we didn't know that the WNBA was doing all of this.
This is ridiculous.
Right. It's been going on forever. Players have been fighting for more money. That's the reason why a lot of these players go overseas
and so much
to make
that Brittany
money.
Griner had to go to Russia.
Well, Brittany Griner was always playing her, but Russia was paying her
$1 million,
big time money.
And
but that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these players, are going overseas to make more money, and that's why we look at the WNBA like, come on now, like you can pay these players a lot more money than what they're getting. These women deserve, and that's why I said women are always, especially in basketball, are underappreciated as far as this game, as far as money, as far as endorsement deals, sponsorship deals, whatever it is, it shows you. You know what I mean? Like they should be getting paid as their counterpart.
I agree.
And that's all that. And let's stop sending our players overseas to let them make more money and get more light out there. Let's continue to focus on the U.S. and bring the money here, so that way these players could continue to shine and develop a lot more younger women that's coming up in the game. That's all. And listen, I've been doing this,
and you have been for many years.
Sometimes I talk like I talk like I'm an angry dude because the league. It's the league. The league needs to get involved in doing shit. It's the league. You know what I'm saying? It's the team owners. We know you want to cut corners. We know you want to save a couple of dollars, but come on, fam. You have to pay these girls.
And just keeping it with basketball, my final thought of the day is that I think LeBron James is on those Diddy tapes.
Wow.
I do.
Wow. You want to say that again?
I think LeBron James is on those Diddy tapes. And you know who else I think is on those Diddy tapes? Your man, Mayor Swag.
Yo, and on that note, my name is Wavy McGuire, a.k.a. the Ignorant Know-It-All, a.k.a. the Egyptian Magician, the Fly One. And I'm chilling with my man.
It's the Brooklyn Basquiat, and we'll see you next time on the Ignorant Know-It-All.
Yo, we out here for real. Peace.